Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of my Parkitect Sandbox Park. Now, Park's developing really nicely, and in last episode I started work on a new themed area, which is the jungle themed area. And I made this splash battle ride. I'm really happy with the way this looks. It's not a ride you see in every park. It's fun to see these guests spray each other with water. Okay, in this episode I want to add 2 more rides to this area, probably one over here, and I want to add a ride in this part. Now it won't actually be part of the jungle area, so I'll probably just fence it off a bit. It will more be like a generic ride. And probably I'll add some shops and stalls over here. And we also need some toilets because I forgot to place them in this area. But probably somewhere here in this transition would be a nice spot to put some toilets. Well, I'll try to find a nice spot for it. Anyway, I think I'll start with the first ride, or the first ride of this episode. So I went through the list of things that we can place, and one of the rides that was introduced in the expansions is this ride called the Heartbreaker. Now, I think this is a perfect ride to fit in this area. Now, I don't really like the backdrop, which is this park fence. So what I'm going to do is I'll put a wall behind it to serve as a backdrop for this ride. And I'll probably cover it with vines to make it look like it fits in the jungle theme. Anyway, I will now start placing the entrance and the exit, and then I'll start decorating the ride. Alright, here's our new Breakdance ride. The monorail is kind of in the way, but for us to view it. But if you would be walking here, I think you would have a nice view of the ride. Now, I wanted to place some path here, but that would remove the monorail support. So instead, I just put some dirt here. I think that works well enough. It definitely gives the illusion that there's actually a path here. I could actually recolor the path to make it look more like the dirt here, but I think this works well enough. You can see the backdrop here, so just some of these walls with vines growing on them. I also placed some vines on there manually. And along the edges, just place some plants, some rocks. I think this makes the transition here look kind of natural. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how this ride here turned out in the area around it as well. Okay, I want to add another ride over here. We have kind of a awkward space, pretty long, but I don't want to just leave it empty or just fill it with gardens. And there's actually a ride which will fit perfectly here, which is a Ferris Wheel. Yeah, I think this is a nice spot for the Ferris Wheel. It's right here in an area with just enough space for the Ferris Wheel. I'll also be able to make a nice queue for it. Not really sure if I want guests from this splash battle ride to splash the guests with water. So I might do the same as I did with the breakdance ride and make a simple backdrop behind it. So the guests in the Ferris wheel actually will stay kind of safe. And I could also probably make some targets on the wall that I place behind the Ferris wheel. That will make sure that the guests who are on the boat here will actually have something to target. Alright, I'm quite happy with the Ferris wheel and the backdrop as well. So even though it's just a wall, I think it actually looks quite nicely here. And it's also a nice dividing line between the jungle area and the more generic theme. Okay, next thing I want to do is actually remove some of these targets here. And I believe if I remove these targets, the guests on the boat might actually try to splash the guests that are here. So I think that would be some fun interaction. So I'll remove the targets here next to the paths and see if that will actually make them target the guests. And I will add some targets to this wall here that I just added. Okay, I don't actually see them targeting the guests here, but that could be because there's too much scenery in between, so they don't actually see the guests. Not really sure if that's the case, but that's probably the most likely thing that's happening. But at least they are now shooting the targets that are over here. One thing I'm going to try is putting some targets maybe over the path. And yeah, that maybe they'll try to shoot those, and that will actually give some interaction here with the guests that are walking here. Alright, the guests will now actually shoot these targets that are over the paths. So even though they don't target the guests, it might look like they actually do. So I'm quite happy with this interaction that we've added. Alright, now it's time to add some toilets to this area. I will try to find a nice spot for them. I probably want to have it somewhere here in the middle, as this area also doesn't have any toilets. So I already saw some guests walking around who really needed to go to the toilet, so it will be good to have some over here. Okay, that's our toilets added to this area. I quite like the way I did these roofs. Not really sure about these pillars, but I think it works well enough. And with this out of the way, it's time to add some shops and stalls to this area. And over here we have quite a good space for it. I'll probably put them here put the little staff area here in the middle, and then I can also use this space to make shops and stalls when we make the new area here. So yeah, I'm going to try and make some nice buildings here, to give the guests some food and drinks to buy, and might also try out one of the souvenir shops. Maybe we could do a balloon stall or something else. There's probably some other nice stuff that we can let the guests buy. Alright, just built a simple shop here for the guests to buy some food and drinks. Now, I do actually need to supply these, as now some random haulers are just taking stuff from all the way of the entrance, all the way from the entrance of the park to here. So we definitely need a dedicated depot here, and probably also a staff room. But yeah, behind here is of course quite a nice spot to hide these things, and it should not be visible from the guests if we put them here. Alright, I think this works out nicely. Now, I've also started adding these trash chutes to the park in these little staff areas. Apparently, the janitors can drop off any trash bags they collect in these trash chutes. So it will definitely save them a trip all the way to the park entrance. And the nice thing is you can just hook them up to this underground system of this underground transport system. It's actually quite easy to build one of these. Not really sure how realistic this is, but definitely a fun aspect of the park management. Okay, I will fill the rest of this episode by doing some more landscaping here in this jungle area. I think after that, this is another area of the park completed. Something which I noticed the game does is that it keeps changing the colors of these rocks around. I have no idea why it does that, but it is actually quite annoying. I mean, I never selected the color purple for this rock, so yeah, don't really know why it does that. If you know how to solve this, please let me know in the comments. But yeah, I did learn a useful trick in that you can hold Alt and then you can simply drag these colors around, so that quite easily fixes the situation. But yeah, it would be much nicer if I didn't have to fix it. So to me now it looks like a bug, but I don't know. Could be a good explanation for this behavior. Alright, quite happy with the progress made today. So we start off by changing some of these targets. Also added this heartbreaker ride with this nice backdrop with all the vines, and I added this building over here with the food and drink stalls. And I added the staff area behind it, hidden away nicely. I added this Ferris wheel here, also with a wall behind it, which serves as a bit of a dividing line between the generic themed area and the jungle theme. I added these toilets over here. And I just added lots of decoration throughout the area. Alright, I think it will be nice to add several more patrons to the park. Now, I will not restrict the entertainers that I'm going to add now to a specific zone. I will just let them wander through the park as they please. So yeah, again, I'll add 3 entertainers to the park. So let's quickly hire a few. Okay, the first entertainer is a Raptor, and his new name will be James Anders. So thanks a lot for the support, James, and you will now be roaming the park as a Raptor. Okay, then the next one is this shark, now called Cynthia Henderson, and we're going to change that name to Cheetah. Well, not Cheetah Henderson, just Cheetah. That should be enough. Again, thanks a lot for the support, Cheetah. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoy your spot in the park. And finally, here we have the entertainer named Christine Johnson, and we're going to change that name to Local Hourglass. Right, thanks a lot for the support. It really means a lot for me, and definitely gives me the motivation to continue working on all these videos. And I also really love reading your comments. So if you have anything to say about this video, please just let me know in the comments. I read my comments every day, so yeah, you'll be sure to be noticed. Also, if you like this video, please consider giving it a like. I would really appreciate it if you do, because it will really help me out with my channel. It will help YouTube recommend my videos to other people. And again, if you want to see more videos like these, you can also always subscribe if you want to. Alright, for the rest of this video, I think it will be fun to take a ride on this Heartbreaker. It's closed now because of a lightning storm, but it should reopen soon, and then we'll take a ride on it. Okay, I hope you enjoyed watching me build, and I'll see you again in the next video. See you later.